almost
Make some
ready. I'm
pancakes,
really
please.
hungry. Give me your hand.
Make me some food.
Daddy, can you make?
Hello and welcome to another episode of Daddy Can You Make? Today I'd like to share a favorite treat made from the divine nectar of a fruit harvested by a single monk in the remote jungles of— just kidding, I made that up. We are making pineapple empanadas, and yes, they are divine. I've adapted my family recipe to be gluten-free and dairy-free, and they are just as good, if not better, than the original recipe. To get started, place a medium pot on the stove and we take one 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple combined with a half to 3/4 cup of cane sugar, depending on how sweet you want it. I personally prefer pure cane sugar over processed sugar, even though there's really no difference. Heat on the stove until it starts to boil. Turn down the heat and let simmer, stirring occasionally until it's thick like jam. Give or take about 20 minutes. In a stand mixer, use a paddle attachment to cream together a half cup of butter and 8 ounces of cream cheese. I use dairy-free options for both of these ingredients. Once creamed together, add 1/4 cup sugar, 1.5 cups of gluten-free flour. I'm using Pillsbury gluten-free flour mix, and 1/4 cup almond flour. Mix together in the mixer until just combined. The dough should be nice and moist but not too sticky. Now, growing up, we would make walnut-sized balls of dough and then roll them out into a circle. Unfortunately, this does not work as well with gluten-free flour. I find it much easier to first roll out the dough into a large rectangle, about 1/8 of an inch. It can help to place plastic wrap under the dough to prevent sticking. You may need to also flour the roller. Once the dough is rolled out to size, use a circle cookie cutter to cut out individual circles of dough. Lift out the circles with a spatula and set aside. Roll up the scraps into a ball and repeat until the dough is used and you have a plethora of circles.
Would you say I have a plethora of piñatas? A what? A plethora.
This process can actually go fairly quickly once you get the hang of it. Next, prepare a baking sheet with parchment paper. Now we are ready to make our empanadas. In the center of the circle, add about a half tablespoon of the pineapple filling. Depending on the size of your dough circles, you may need to use more or less filling. Just be careful not to add too much, or you will not be able to fold it over without the dough breaking. It can be pretty delicate. Fold the dough over very carefully to make a half moon and pinch the edges, or wet the tip of a fork with water and press down the edges to seal. The gluten-free dough might want to crack on the back of the fold sometimes, so you can gently press it together to mend any breaks. It might take a little patience. One tip to note: if the seal isn't holding, you can brush a little egg wash on the edge of the dough before you fold it to help it stick better. Now, this is a process where it's often nice to recruit some assistance, so I called in some reinforcements, my daughter, Miss Gluten-Free herself, to help me out. One person can roll out and cut the dough, while the other makes the empanadas, or both. It definitely can help speed up the process. When the empanadas are assembled, we make an egg wash by beating an egg with a fork. Use a pastry brush and brush a little egg wash on each empanada. Sprinkle with a little sugar if desired. Preheat an oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake for about 10 to 14 minutes. Now, the smell of freshly baked breads and pastries is one of my most favorite things. I love it. And these smell amazing. When they are done cooking, take out the tray and scoop the baked empanadas onto a rack to cool. If you try to eat them too soon, the pineapple filling is like hot lava. So be warned. The combination of this almost tangy dough and sweet filling tastes amazing. It's so good. This has always been a classic treat in my family growing up, so I hope you enjoy these pineapple empanadas as much as I do. From my kitchen to yours, happy baking. Thanks for watching. Until next time.